Welcome to the Becoming You show, where limits get torched and possibility takes the mic. I'm Leah Rowling, human in permanent beta, neurostrategist, mom to 3 amazing humans, married to 1 legendary soul, and your no fluff permission slip to stop waiting. Every week, we rewire brain patterns, smash hand-me-down mindsets, and dive into the daring, identity-shifting conversations most people dodge. Ready to turn potential into proof? Grab your pen. Your next chapter starts now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Becoming You show. I am your host, Leah Rowling, and I am really, really glad that you're here, that you chose yourself. You chose to really allow yourself to be part of these conversations that I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to invite you into a potential that maybe you cannot see. And that takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage because, yes, I'd like to think that my shows are, full of compassion and full of enthusiasm and inspiration. They're always with an invitation. They're always with a challenge. And so for you to keep coming back, I applaud you. I applaud you. So we're going to get right into it because today I want to talk to you about something that gets misunderstood all of the time, especially in the growth, in the personal development, leadership spaces, okay? And that's this idea of mental toughness, okay? Because somewhere, right, along the line, we confused being tough with being unkind to ourselves. So if you've ever found yourself saying, right, things like, I should be better than this. I shouldn't feel this way. I just need to push just a little bit harder. I just need to work just a little bit harder. I just need to be a little bit better. This conversation is for you and for me, because real mental toughness doesn't sound like criticism. It sounds like loyalty. So here's the distinction that changes everything, and it changed everything for me. Mental toughness is not being tough on yourself. Mental toughness is being tough for yourself. I'm going to repeat it. It's huge. If you take notes, write this down. Mental toughness is not being tough on yourself. The world is tough enough on you. Mental toughness is being tough for yourself. One builds self-trust. The other quietly destroys it. So we're going to unpack this just a little bit, but if you take nothing from this podcast, this conversation, take that. How can you be tougher for yourself and less tough on yourself? Okay? So we're going to bring this conversation into light by talking about the problem, which is multifold, but it's burnout, right? And I want to bring this forward that most burnout doesn't come from effort. Okay? It comes from effort layered with judgment. So I want to talk a little bit about what self-abandonment actually looks like. Okay? And you'll get my line of dialogue here, I hope, in a sec. But self-abandonment is really, really sneaky. Okay, we have to be on to ourselves. We have to be on to our minds. We have to be on to the things that we do just randomly, okay? Because it looks like productivity. It does. It looks like discipline. It even looks like success, right? You keep going, but you're dragging yourself there the whole way with massive amounts of self-doubt. I'm just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and hustling and hustling and hustling, even though it probably won't work because nothing ever works, right? Or you achieve the thing right? There's no pause for celebration or wins or applause. No. You achieve the thing, but you feel emptier on the other side. Or you override your emotions instead of listening to them, right? This all goes back to the things that I brought forward, right? I should be better than this. So we push and we push and we hustle, hustle. I didn't realize that time changed since the Industrial Revolution. We work way more with our heads than our hands, and yet we're still trading time for productivity. I shouldn't feel this way. And so we shut down our emotions. But that's not strength. That's survival. And so real mental toughness, real mental toughness,
Hey, hold on one
the
minute.
type that I brought forward,
I lost the
includes
connection.
emotional resilience,
Okay.
which means you get to feel fear. You get to feel doubt. You get to feel embarrassment. You get to feel exhaustion without letting those emotions decide your actions. You can take a pause between stimulus and response. You can allow yourself to be a human. You can allow yourself to feel, not not suppress them, not fix them, but stay with yourself while they're present. So here's a simple way to know whether you're being mentally tough or whether you are self-abandoning yourself. I want you to listen to how you talk to yourself when things are hard. Do you hear, "What's wrong with you? You're falling behind. You should be past this. You should be farther along. Haven't you done all of the work? Haven't you done all the work already on this?" Is that you? Does that sound like you? Without judgment. Remember, we're going to ask ourselves, are we being tough on ourselves or are we being tough for ourselves? So if you find yourself judging you with a bunch of shoulds, you should be farther along. You should have done this. You shouldn't have done this. You should have said this. You shouldn't have said that. You should be farther along. All of this, right? Do you hear yourself talking to you this way? Or do you hear yourself acknowledging the hard, allowing it to be hard, telling yourself that I've got you? I know this is hard. I've got you. What do you need, love? What do you need? We're not quitting, but we're also not shaming. Do you see the difference? The one is really hard. It's really mean. And the other is kind. It's gentle. It's what you would extend to a friend. You would never, I like to think about this, like you would never, if somebody brought you something challenging, if somebody brought you their fear or their anger or their embarrassment, right? And they laid it at your feet, you wouldn't be like, "What's wrong with you? Get it together. Stop falling behind. Do you know you should be better than you are? Are you kidding me?" We would never even say that to someone. But we don't second guess without even skipping a beat, talk to ourselves that way. No, they bring you a challenge, they bring you some heartache, and you're like, "What's the matter, love? Tell me, what's going on? How can I help? You're strong, you've got this. You're tougher than you know. You handle hard things. What else do you have to navigate in this life for you to know, to believe? how beautiful, how capable, how brilliant you are, right? That's what we say. But to ourselves, no. So mental toughness, the kind that I'm talking about today, it sounds like self-trust under pressure. And this matters the most when embarrassment shows up. This matters the most when doubt shows up. This matters the most when fear shows up. This matters the most when your hardwired survival based preferences show up. We have to know that, right? I say it all the time. We have to be on to ourselves. This level of mental toughness matters the most when we are at our lowest. Because I want you to think about this, you guys. Most people don't stop because they fail. They stop because they don't want to feel. Let that land. They don't want to feel embarrassed. They don't want to feel made fun of. They don't want to be disliked. They don't want to be left out. They don't want to be abandoned, right? But all of those emotions, all of them, every single one of them, isn't a stop sign. It's a signal that you're right on track. And that path is the requirement for growth. You're not going to get to growth without a level of discomfort, without a level of embarrassment, without a level of putting yourselves out there in order to be rejected, in order to fail, in order to fill in that negative emotion that you are unwilling to feel. And I say this because it's so important, you guys. We've not been normalized or conditioned to feel. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room. We weren't taught how to think, we weren't taught how to feel, so most of us have zero idea on what to do with emotional pain. We've not normalized it. We for sure normalize physical pain, right? You go to the gym, you squat to death, you can't walk, or go to the bathroom the next day, you get high fives. Woohoo! Emotional pain? No, just keep that to yourself. Quiet it down, right? Sweep it under the rug. Put it in a box somewhere to unpack some other day, some other year, never, right? All of those feelings that we're so quick to get rid of, to not process, to not use it as an opportunity to become a stronger version of ourselves, to use that emotional pain, right? Just like physical pain allows you to get stronger, emotional pain does the same thing. Emotional pain allows you to become stronger. It allows you to become smarter because there's massive wisdom in emotions if we were to tap into the insights they have for us. But we don't. We buffer them. We eat them. We shop them. We scroll over them. We outwork them. If we were to just take a beat to sit in them, that's that mental toughness. That mental toughness requires that courage. That courage to sit and ask, what do you need, love? What does this embarrassment want you to know? That's true. Not shaming, it's true. What can you learn? How can you use this? Again, this discomfort, this embarrassment, this failure, this discouragement, this fill in the blank. How can you use that emotion to become a stronger version of yourself, to become a more valuable version of yourself? You think no one else has ever felt this? They're not stop signs. I just want you to know that. On the other side of all of that, just like on the other side of your squatting to depth is growth and strength. That's on the other side. That's on the other side. So mental toughness doesn't say get over it, right? It says, of course, love, this feels uncomfortable and I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. I got you, babe. I got you. Speaking from somebody that didn't know how to have their own back, but would literally give her back to everyone else, this is a huge revelation for me. Can I stay with myself? Can I know and have massive trust in me that I'm not going to abandon me, that I'm here for the long haul and I got me? What do you need? Right? We need to know, we need to be onto ourselves that we do not grow by avoiding discomfort. That would be likened to, if we use that gym analogy, me asking you to go to the gym and squat for me. Would you mind doing that so I don't have that physical pain the next day? No, no. No, you need that physical pain. You need those muscles to, yes, stretch, to rip. That's what growth and strength requires. You ripping muscles for you to be stronger. And again, for whatever reason, we've made physical pain something that we've normalized. It's no big deal. We applaud it. We throw it on our Insta profiles that, we're, 20 for 30 in this fitness challenge, this workout challenge, this physical body challenge. But the emotional body gets completely left out. So you don't avoid discomfort. You don't grow by avoiding discomfort. Just like I don't get stronger quads by having somebody else squat for me. You grow by staying present inside it. I grow by doing the squat myself without abandoning me, staying in it, challenging myself. Can you go a little deeper? Can you take that squat a little deeper? Can you hold? Can you hold that squat for a couple more breaths? This is not uncommon language. It's just not ever common when we bring forward this idea of mental toughness and emotional resilience. So here's what this really comes down to. Every hard moment in your life is going to ask you one question. And I want you to think about this too. And I talk about this a lot. I want you to think about the worst thing that can ever happen in your life. And I'm sure you're like, Leah, this is not very inspiring. Hold with me. Okay. I want you to think about the worst thing that could happen to you in your life. Have it, lock it in. And I want you to consider that the only reason that that's the worst thing that can ever happen to you in your life is because of how it would make you feel. Because there's an emotion on the other side of that thing that happens. The worst thing that you can ever experience in this lifetime is a feeling. And when you get really good at feeling, meaning you don't delegate your feelings to somebody else to do the squatting for you, when you get really good at owning and squatting and feeling and holding at depth and breathing through it, you get good at life. You stop fearing life because the only thing that's setting you back from where you are and where you want to go is a negative feeling that you don't know you can handle. And I'm here to tell you that you can. The only reason why we don't have any self-trust in our ability to handle it is because we abandon ourselves in it. So the question is, will you stay with yourself or will you leave? If you can be convicted into staying with yourself and not abandoning you, you will take the risks most people won't. You will put yourself out there when most people will not. You will risk rejection and embarrassment for the bigness of your life because you know that you can handle anything. Because you won't leave yourself by yourself. Do you get this? Do you understand what I'm saying? When you stay, even imperfectly, even awkwardly, you begin to become someone that you can count on, that you can rely on. And that level of self-trust compounds. Confidence isn't certainty. It's consistency in self-support. It's saying, I got me no matter what. It's the willingness to be able to handle life. And the way that you get good at handling life is you get good at handling and processing and squatting for yourself, feeling for yourself, going deep in that squat. The opposite is having somebody else do that squat for you. And we do that all the time. It's the psychological term is called buffering, right? Every time we buffer, it's likened to having somebody else squat for us. Every time we go to the pantry when we don't want to feel, every time we get on social media because we don't want to feel. The number one thing that people do when they're bored is they pick up their phone. That's the number one thing that they do. And then they scroll. Instead of being with themselves in the boredom, trust me, it's a challenge that I did. I did a 30-day boredom challenge. Wow. Insights galore. I think boredom is the vehicle, the tool for your intuition. But that was just me. So I want to bring this to a close. Okay. If you've been hard on yourself lately, I want you to hear this. You don't need to become tougher on yourself. You need to become tougher for yourself. You need to become kinder, more committed, more trusting that you can handle it. I promise you this is true. It's not easy. Doing a squat is not easy, but you do it and you get better at it. And the more you get better at doing the squat, the more you get better at handling squats. When you get better at handling squats, you can do more reps. You can go more deep. You can breathe through it. You can hold at the bottom. You can do little pulses. You can turn your toes out and you can do some plies. You can work your abduction and adduction. You can get creative with how you get to work both the quads and the hams and the abductors and the adductors and the calves. And you just get good at it. You get good at squatting. I want you to get good at feeling. If you get good at feeling, you will get good at living your best life. And in that kinder, in that tough for yourself, in that commitment for you, which means staying without leaving, that's strength. That's strength. And that is available for you. That is available for you. So mental toughness isn't grit without grace. It's loyalty to yourself, especially when it's hard. And life is hard from time to time. Wouldn't it be nice to know that you've got your back in it? Wouldn't it be nice? Maybe that's what you commit to today. Maybe this is the day. This is the day you put a demarcation line in the sand and you're like, today I've got me. I've got me no matter what. Nobody's going to love me better than me right now. Nobody's going to support me in this moment right now better than me. I've got what I need. I've got my back. Let's go. Let's go. Thanks for being here today, everybody. Have a beautiful one. Take care. Bye-bye. If this episode cracked something open, good. Let it. And then head to leahrollingcoaching.com and grab the tools to rewire the story and reclaim your future. It is yours. And then share this with someone who's still waiting to be chosen, still waiting for permission, and remind them they don't need a breakthrough, that they are the breakthrough. Until next time, my beautiful friends, invest in you and keep becoming.